While the world's attention has been focused on the Tate brothers and their ongoing investigation in Romania,
The Matrix has attacked me.
there is a mysterious figure operating in the shadows known as Iggy Semmelweis, who has been flying firmly under the radar. The enigmatic character, who refers to himself as a wizard and master of spells and shadows,
Here I will share with you my secrets.
and also claims to be the greatest hypnotist the world has ever known, as stated on his Twitter account.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
A recent BBC investigation suggests that he is the true mastermind behind the War Room.
Who's in charge of the war room? Iggy's at the top, yeah.
A secret all-male organization led by Andrew Tate,
The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
where gray-bearded, self-styled hypnotist is accused of instructing members on how to romantically seduce, emotionally manipulate, and socially isolate women before luring them to perform on webcams, often taking all or most of the money they make.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
It turns out his real name is Miles Sonkin. He was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1961. However, he goes by the name Iggy Semmelweis, which happens to be the same name as a 19th century Hungarian physician. Interestingly, his mother was a TV psychic. He refers to himself as the master of spells and shadows and appears to play the role of the spiritual leader in the war room. He was a member of two alleged cults in the 1980s. The first one was the Bhagwan cult, also known as Rajneesh, whose leader faced numerous criminal allegations, including the sexual abuse of its followers. This cult was featured in the Netflix documentary Wild Wild Country. He was also associated with the Maharishi cult, where the leader claimed to have been directly spoken to by the gods.
The war room and the events, they literally describe it as a cult. Xiang Hui, Iggy, he basically said, let's not kid ourselves. This is a cult.
According to reports, it has been speculated that Sonkin had extensive knowledge of hypnosis and the neuro-linguistic programming technique. It is said that he acquired this knowledge from books like Frogs into Princes and The Structure of Magic. These techniques are founded on the principle that certain words and tones of speech can have a profound impact on an individual's behavior.
You have this satanic friend.
Yeah, so inside of my organization, which is called the War Room, one of the guys who works for us is a hypnotist. So he kind of looks like a bit of a magician, and he's a hypnotist.
Jeez.
And he's a hypnotist because he's very, very good at it, and two, we do a lot of self-hypnosis. We talk about how everything that comes out of your mouth is self-hypnosis. If you say that you are strong before you go to lift weights, you will do better than if you say you are weak. It's self-hypnosis. He's a hypnotist.
You wouldn't be wrong to think that he might have tried to create his own little cult by building a mythology around Andrew Tate, which he has used to evangelize to young men. This mythology presents Tate as an icon of masculinity, who will save us from an evil matrix comprising society, media, and government. Sonkin had used different identities throughout his life. During his time in Japan in the 1990s, he identified as Douglas Hall, claiming to be the world's best pickup artist, and sold courses as a dating coach to Western men on how to seduce Japanese women. It seems that sometime around 2018, he crossed paths with Tate brothers shortly before Andrew Tate began marketing his courses. The War Room, which was established in 2019, appears to be part of a larger plan for Iggy, one that extends beyond wealth or notoriety. In the leaked chat logs of the War Rooms from 2019, Iggy greeted every new member and sent them a document called the Survival Scrolls. This document appears to be a manifesto outlining the War Room's agenda. The manifesto instructs the members to read the following books in the exact order they are listed, as they build upon each other: Predatory Female, How to Dump Your Wife, and the 48 Laws of Pimpology by Big Pimping Ken.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons. You will create legacies.
Iggy's obsession with the fantasy novel, The Scarlet Citadel, is even more bizarre. The novel, written by Robert E. Howard, is about the adventures of Conan the Cimmerian, a barbarian hero who lives in a world of magic and monsters. The story also features an evil wizard who bears a striking resemblance to Iggy and wears a ring with a snake's head, similar to those worn by the senior members of the War Room. In the book, the wizard is a powerful slave trader who holds the real power behind the throne of the Cobra King in Koth. It's worth noting that Andrew Tate also had a cobra tattoo, which raises some intriguing questions. The characters in these books are notorious for their violent nature, engaging in battles, waging wars, and collecting women. His obsession with these traits seems to be rooted in his belief that they represent the true embodiment of masculinity. Iggy is the old-school manosphere pickup artist nerd who's into Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy and fancies himself as a dark wizard. He sees Andrew Tate as an avatar of masculinity, and it seems like his war room is a carefully crafted tool to advance his twisted vision of a society where women are subjugated and exploited. Meanwhile, as the world is focused on the charges against Andrew and his brother, the enigmatic figure who appears to have created the cult of Andrew Tate and instructs its members in the art of manipulating women remains unprosecuted, seemingly untouchable, and still exerting his influence.